Man comes home and he's hungry. Would you wake up and make him a meal?
No.
Hell no, he can
Be
buy his own
independent.
shit.
Be independent.
No, he makes me a meal. What the fuck?
I didn't hear your answer.
I mean, I'm happily married. I'd make him a meal.
You'd make it?
Thanks, man.
Damn, take it back. Oh, I'll make the meal. I'll make the meal.
2 divorces.
Kids?
Yes.
How
I
many
have
kids?
3.
From how many fathers?
2. So I have 2 to my first marriage and then 1 from a guy I dated in high school.
And then question the 2 divorces. Who initiated them?
I did for both.
Briefly, what was the reason for the first one?
The first one, he was kind of manipulative and controlled.
Really quickly, how was he controlling?
I couldn't spend any money. I had to get permission to spend anything. I didn't work. I stayed at home. I had to cook. I had to clean. If I didn't have dinner ready when he expected it to be ready, he would be upset.
Okay, and you stayed home and he provided everything?
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have dinner ready when he got home?
Well, I had to maintain 2 small children.
Did you have friends that you were allowed to go see?
His friends kind of became my friends. And one of our friends, and this is going to sound bad, who ended up being my second husband, stopped coming to our house because he said he didn't like the way he talked to me. And
Wait, so you started dating one of your buddy's good friends?
I know I'm not a good person.
Yeah, that's
like
bad.
I'm a bag. That's okay.
Wait, what?
She started banging her boyfriend's best friend.
No, they weren't best friends.
Well, they were close enough.
Let's get this straight. They were not best friends.
Not anymore, they're not.
Wait,
How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
How much do you weigh?
That's none of your business. I told you I was fat.
Oh, okay. We don't play that shit on my channel. You get your big fat ass on somewhere then. God damn! I don't deal with you big sassy ass broads. Where would you rank yourself on the marketplace?
8.
Out of what, 100?
Okay, what is it? What we rating from 1 to 10?
If you, yeah.
Okay, 9.
God damn! Okay, have a good day. If you had to rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10 and you can't use 7, face only, no hair extensions, your natural hair, your natural face, what would you give yourself?
Interesting. 8.
Nope.
No?
No.
Okay, so if I wanted a high value man, what do I do?
Be reincarnated. You can't get one. I'm gonna be honest, you
I
can't.
have a master's in public administration, and I have a law degree.
How tall are you?
5'9".
Dress size?
16.
You didn't choose to be single.
I'm sorry?
Do you have any kids?
No kids. My ex had 4, so I'm trying to, that's kind of a big number. Oh my God.
Why'd you pop?
I know it's an unpopular opinion, but me, I typically don't like dating men without children, especially after a certain age. I just think it's weird, you know, and I have a child and I love children and God only gave me one, so I want to be with someone who has children. I've never dated a man that didn't have children. And that's a deal breaker than the average woman.
Gotcha.
So a man without children is weird to you?
After a certain age, yeah, I feel like after a certain age, you don't have no children. It's just strange to me. You know, like nobody owed you, nobody took them genetics, you know, like I think it's strange, you know, so it's a personal preference.
No, that's good.
And why'd you pop your balloon?
As she talked a little more, I thought about the fact that I don't want any other kids and I do only have one kid. So I think I would rather someone who had a kid already just because I don't want to have any more. And I wouldn't want to date anybody who didn't have kids because they probably want kids.
Gotcha.
Okay.
4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No. So, I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals. And I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life. So it's like, it's one of those things like you don't know what you actually don't know what you want.
It's so hard also to be the woman in a situation where you're like, men just don't get as much scrutiny. Like they can maybe tell him like, your fucking shots suck tonight. But like the looks and all of that is just like not a factor of conversation as much.
No.
Did you talk to Steph about it? Like, or did you kind of keep it within yourself so it didn't?
I do.
What pisses me off is the discourse around how women only go for the top 15% of men. Like, am I supposed to be going for the fat loser who doesn't have a job and lives at home? Am I supposed to be attracted to that? Obviously, I'm going to be attracted to the guy who's ambitious, the guy who's manly, the guy who takes care of himself and his health and works out, the guy who's tall, the guy who's going to give my kids good genetics. Why on earth would I be attracted to the fat loser? Or any loser for that matter. Even an average guy. Like, why, if I could pick the best of the best, why would I be attracted to the mid-tier? Like, hello. Especially if I'm a top quality girl. What happened to earning your place in this world? You're gonna be a loser in this life and then expect people to want you? Like, that's just common sense that that's not going to happen. Like, if I was fat and ugly, I would not be surprised that men are not going for me and instead they want the girls who are fit and beautiful. Like, I didn't earn to be on their level. I didn't earn to be wanted like that. So maybe instead of complaining that women only want the top 15%, work on becoming top 15% or somewhere near that number. Instead of sitting at home being a loser, trying to be a little victim.
My grandma says there are only two things in life that you worry about. Whether you're healthy or whether you're sick. If you're healthy, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you're sick, you got two things to worry about. Whether you're going to get better, whether you're going to get worse. You get better, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you get worse, you got two things to worry about. Whether you're going to live, whether you're going to die. If you live, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you die, you got two things. Whether you're going to heaven, whether you're going to hell. If you go to heaven, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you go to hell, you got two things to worry about. Original or extra crispy?
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy Boogie. I appreciate everyone who has just joined the show, man. We're about to cook. I have a couple of videos for you guys. Let me just make sure you can hear me, man. But like the videos are coming. All right, you can hear me. So without further ado, man, like the video. Let me share the first video we're going to be going through. And we're talking about men opening up to women. You know, often women are telling men to open up, but if we're going to be honest, if you're a guy and you've opened up to a woman you really liked, we know how usually that turns out. She's going to use it against you. For some reason, women keep telling men to open up, but when men open up, women call them sassy, gay, you're weak, you should be a man, don't cry, and things like that. So men are saying, no, I'm never opening up. So let's go. Like the videos are coming in, drop a super chat, man, support your boy. Let's go.
What about a woman's counsel? Like, just to have
I don't tell women my problems or counsel. I hire a therapist.
Tell us why though. Some people may say it's toxic, but I feel you. But tell us why.
Now, there's not been a moment in my life to where I've been overly expressive about bad moments and down things that's happened in my life to where it hasn't been weaponized to me when a woman's been in her feelings and hasn't been feeling greatly about me. So it puts you at a point to where you don't want to be expressive about anything because we're so built up as men to be masculine and not really let our guard down when we should be able to tell our partner and significant other. But we've seen that just in the era we living in right now, that women weaponize your own trauma, and then it shuts you down even more when you actually are vulnerable to do it, and it's thrown back in your face to where it's like, man, I don't even want to go through that pain.
They weaponize your trauma against you, and then turn around and tell you to go to therapy.
Not at all. And they know, like when men say, man, this girl know me, she know what it hit me where it hurts. That's all what they really meant. She know all the skeletons. She know all the bodies that, so she can go and say, "Yo, well, you're not this or you're not that," and it might be your most vulnerable moment to even say something, and it gets weaponized.
Are there any changes that you feel like you need to make as a man in order to be able to be open to receiving that person in relationship?
Yeah, I gotta change completely, but I think I gotta reprogram my algorithm. Every time I open Instagram, it's nothing but women. It's horny time every time. I gotta get off social media.
It's tough, bro.
I gotta do that. Like, just being honest with you, and then the access that we have. So if I go, like when I did that Shannon interview, and I'm sure when this interview comes out, some women are gonna watch it and they're gonna say, they're gonna say, I can do everything that you thought that it was.
And I can heal you. Yeah, yep.
It's the same postcard Aisha sent out last week, gang.
Yo.
So, considering what he's saying that he specifically said the reason why he would never open up to a woman because women at your most vulnerable moment or when they get mad at you all the time, always weaponize it against you and turn it back on you. Is he right?
I think he's right. Not in my situation, but there are times that when my wife and I argue, it was just far and few between, but when we argue, she will say something to try to dig at me. That's why, believe it or not, I think that's why a lot of women get abused, because they do that. What? They go to a man's vulnerable point of something that he told them, and that dude chokes her half to death. I'm not saying this her fault. That's what happens. That's usually what, if you could talk to the guy, that's what he'll say.
Nah, Shampoo. First of all, I don't agree with a man putting his hands on a woman because she said something he doesn't like. But at the same time, I don't think men abuse women because they use things they use their trauma against them. It's usually because women don't listen. But in my opinion, if a woman doesn't listen to you, you gotta leave, because it doesn't get any better. You know how women sometimes want to change men into the type of man they want, so they find the bad boy and try to turn him into the good guy, the nice guy who buys flowers. Some men like to turn women into the type of woman they like, or the type of woman they want, controlling a woman. Oh, let me train her. You can't train a woman, just leave.
Yo, that bitch was talking, don't tell me some shit about my shit is whatever, my shit is little, or something that's going to dig into him. A lot of things happen because of women's mouths, and he's right. He that's why he's saying don't tell them too much. They busy. It was sad what he was saying. And then when he said about the women in his DMs, he said, "Oh, it's horny time. I got to look at my DMs." So he's looking at them like they full of shit, or because I got money, they'll do anything. And then he's looking at it like they're gonna throw it in your face if you show them your vulnerability. That's why I'm so happy in the situation that I am. Jesus, listen to that shit. Wow.
And if you look at the hierarchy, if you believe in the hierarchy of your household as like a man, you shouldn't go to your wife or your girlfriend with your problems unless they need to know those information. Like we have, like he said, therapists, or you got your boys that you talk to about that shit with. But like you should never have to them worrying about like you going through something, or you got some shit going on at work, and then worrying about you losing your job or not being able to take care of something. Like if it's not something that they relatively need to know, you don't need to go with them with those problems. You gotta keep, like, a boss don't go to his manager with their problems. They go higher. And the same thing in your household, a man or the husband shouldn't go to the wife for his problem. The wife goes to the husband with her problems, and he figures out a solution to fix it.
Yeah, because unless you're going to an issue, I believe a man should only bring a problem to a woman that he knows for sure she has a solution for. A man shouldn't go with his problems to a woman so that she listens and it makes him feel better. Because as men, we usually like solutions. I don't want to talk about my problems if I need a solution. I don't need nobody to listen. Okay, you listened. Do you have a solution for me? If not, I don't give a shit about you. Listen to my problems. So as a man, only talk to your woman about the problems you know she has a solution for. Otherwise, only talk to her about problems you already have a solution for. Hey, babe, so I lost my job, but guess what? I got a better job. instead of, hey babe, I lost my job, what are we gonna do? She's gonna use it against you at some point. She's probably gonna leave you, or she's gonna use it against you when you guys get into a fight.
While there's some truth to what you're saying, Keenan, am I saying it right, Keenan?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I think there's
like
some
Keenan
truth
and
to what
Kel.
you're saying. There are absolutely times where I feel like a man should be vulnerable with his woman. And I think one of the things that frustrates me the most is that men, y'all are a woe is me ass, and I'm trying not to cuss, but y'all are a woe is me species, right? It could take one time that a woman use something against you. I know I can cuss, but it's not the most feminine thing to do. So that
now you care. Now you care.
Since when did Jess start being feminine? Oh my God, she's the biggest feminist, and she wants to be feminine, so she doesn't want to curse. Oh my God.
No, but the thing is, I try to be cognizant, and I still try to, present myself as a lady, and that cussing isn't necessarily the most ladylike thing.
You on the internet.
Going back to my point of, men love to be woe with me. They could get hurt one time, and then next thing you know, now all of the rest of the women got to pay for what one woman did. Now, granted, there are certain situations where women had weaponized.
Let her finish.
Thank you. There are certain.
Hold on, let her finish.
There are certain situations where a woman has weaponized a man's vulnerability and pain against them. However, there are women who are out there who absolutely will not do that. But I think sometimes men just say that as a crutch. Oh, she gonna use it against me. Oh, she gonna do this. Oh, and
Jess,
some of the women in your life have not done that.
Let me ask you a follow-up question. How can you tell the difference?
Good question.
What you mean? A woman who uses something against you versus one who doesn't?
For the man.
Because men don't know until it happened, right? So how do you know? How do you know the ones that will and ones that won't?
Mm-hmm. Good question.
My thing is, if you're going to go into a situation with a woman, you're gonna have to take a chance either way. But my thing is, why put that against a woman who has not exhibited that behavior to you, right? So a man will come into a situation already having this wall up, this guard up, and making this woman pay for what she has not done or has not shown you. So you haven't even given her the opportunity to, hopefully she won't even do that, but you're not even giving her a full opportunity to really be in that situation because you're holding something against her that she hasn't even done.
You ever done?
Wait.
Have you ever done that? Just like got into an argument with a guy?
No.
And said something like
she's gonna say no
or whatever.
No woman is ever gonna say that they did. Right?
Exactly.
But the point that
I'm explaining why though.
You never answered the question. How can you tell the difference?
Maybe I'm not understanding your
she
question.
Said take a risk.
I'm not trying to be.
She says take a risk, but men have taken risk all the time. Men who haven't been married yet literally can see what other men are going through in divorce court, and you still want them to take a risk? Because a woman could literally claim to love you for 20 years, and in the 21st year, she becomes the biggest enemy of your life. No, men are not taking those risks anymore.
Like,
you
funny
said
about
there are some women out there that won't do that.
Okay, and I did answer your question.
I'm not approaching this from the perspective of like in a debate, right? I'm not trying to prove you wrong. I'm looking at this from a solutions perspective. How do you think that men should go about finding the type of women that will hold them down?
Well, one, a man has to learn how to vet that woman. And then two, it's going to be when you
can change.
What is he looking for?
Well, that depends man to man, but I will say this as well. Anytime you go into a situation with a woman that you're looking to potentially, and it depends on what your motives are. Is this are you looking for a wife, or are you just looking for some booty? Right. So that matters, right? Question. And then once you figure out what you're looking for, let's just say if you're looking for a wife, there's going to be a gamble with that, right? There's a chance that may not work out. There's a chance that she could do that. However, I don't think that you should go into a situation with a certain wall up or not letting that woman in based off of something that may have happened to you in the past, or that you fear could happen because you
telling us to take a chance. You're not telling me.
You never answered this question though.
I feel like I am though. You have to be willing to take a chance.
Fool me once, shame on me.
You trust with a little bit of information.
But she basically, the way I'm translating it is that you just got to roll the dice.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like that in any situation. When you're getting to know somebody, there's no guarantee that that's going to work out.
I have a solution, but I'm going to save it until all of y'all give y'all opinion.
I think you just got to do it in doses, like increments. Like you trust a person with certain pieces of information that might not, and then you just let it roll, but you'll never know. But I will say that most women, I think that most women do that out of anger. I don't think they're, I think they do it out of anger, but it's a defense mechanism because you want to physically probably do something. I think when women go that far, they can't touch them, but they want to touch them, but they know they
hurt them.
They
want to hurt them.
The only reason that they can, the only way they can get, like you said, below the belt, hit them where it hurts, hit that gut. But
and then they're gonna hit you where it hurts. That's what happens.
Not yet. I know you're talking about physically, but I'm saying you have to try as a woman really refrain from doing that.
Exactly.
You can't keep saying you want a man to trust you, because I don't believe that you have never in life ever just kind of said something that a man probably trusted you with, or said something to you, or he might not have said it. Like I said, it could be something as far as you fake and your penis ain't that good, but you never said that, and 5 years later y'all getting a big bow out, and it's all of a sudden that's why your little anyway.
But that's not weaponizing something about a man though, Nikki.
Because he knows.
But I think women don't understand that men don't have to go through something to understand how women behave. Men can literally just watch how many men have been destroyed by women. That's it. You just have to go to divorce court, sit down and watch what's going on. Watch what's going on online. Watch what happens when a woman is really pissed off. She can destroy a man's world. A woman, she can, the problem is that she can literally lie on you, accuse you falsely, and then even if they find out you didn't do it, you're innocent, nothing's going to ever happen to her. So when men see those situations, men are saying, listen, I'm not about to take a chance. Because remember, once you play the game, I believe, in my honest opinion, that a relationship between a man and a woman is the only type of investment a man can make and still be made to pay, even if he's not in the wrong. I'll give you an example. If a man and woman are married and the woman cheats on him and divorces him, he still gets to pay her, even if she cheated. Obviously, if he cheats, either way, whichever way it goes, even if he's not wrong, he's gonna pay.
That's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna give you an example.
It will never get up for you again if you make him insecure about.
But that's not the same thing, though, Nikki. When we talk about a man weaponizing something that a man tells you, so a man could tell you, growing up, I didn't have the best relationship with my mom, and that's like us getting into a fight. Well, that's why your mama don't love you. Like, that's weaponizing something that a man tells you. But saying that a man got a small ding-a-ling when you mad, it's not the same thing as a man coming to you about something. It's just not the same.
Just plainly just going below the belt.
But being below the belt is not the same thing as weaponizing.
That's what Hitmaker said on the video. He said that they use it against you.
He was saying what they use what you say against you. That's why you don't open up.
Yeah, that's why I'm giving you that example.
But she's differentiating, saying like something physically that he's not saying. Obviously, that she's just observing.
I was doing in a context of hitting below the belt, because
that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
But that's not in context of what Hitmaker was saying, though.
Yes, it was. Man, I would like to open up because they come back and use it.
I get what Jess saying.
In the overall context, it does. It fits. But
if you want to.
Right, but it's still the same to me. You should try not to.
I'll still hit it.
It could be the same thing. What if he confesses to you that he always had a complex about
let me help some of these guys.
Right.
Let me help.
If he tells you if he was insecure about it, then that's going to what he was saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
That's what she's talking about.
Coming from a mushroom king.
Oh God.
Let me help y'all out. You still hit, dog.
Right.
Nah.
Right. And I think that's not as bad for guys nowadays.
Listen.
Wait, Anton, did you say Mushroom King?
Yes, he did.
Shout out to the Mushroom Kings.
Yo.
You still hit.
Okay. So he's talking about when sometimes, and it's always funny to me. Say a woman will date a man, let's say for 2 years. They break up. She has 2 kids with this man. They break up, and then she starts saying how he has a small dick. But you had 2 babies with him. Clearly, his dick was good enough that you decided to carry 2 babies to term for him. Why do women do that? Why do they come back later, talk about how he has a small dick, how he's gay? Okay, even if he's gay, even if he has a small dick, you still slept with him. He was good enough for you to open your legs. So you coming out and saying how he's gay, how he's down low, how he has a small dick, ladies, you make yourself look like a fool.
At the end of the day, she can say whatever the fuck she want to say, nigga. You still hit.
She can't erase that body.
Right.
Don't ever.
Right.
I don't care what the fuck you got, nigga. You need to be walking around like you the man, and you still fuck. And if you fuck more than once, nigga, she can't say shit.
You can't say a damn thing.
I don't understand.
Got a damn thing.
What are you talking about? When a woman does what?
That's a dude got a small peen.
A woman will hit below the belt, and she'll say, "Oh, that's why." That's still fuck.
Oh yeah, that could be the opposite because your shit is big, so they say it's little. Women play all kind of.
They say anything.
Yeah, that ain't the biggest thing. You sitting there with a 13-inch dick, and she's talking about it ain't the biggest dick. Obviously, your shit ain't all that, because it is all
still
that.
Fuck, bro. I wouldn't even give a fuck if I was you.
Man, look here, gentlemen. Listen to me, fellas. Do not tell your woman everything.
Right.
Don't do it.
I don't think either party should tell either party everything. I think certain things as a woman and certain things
I
as
need
a
to know
man.
everything about you.
No. Certain things as a woman, and
Yes,
there's
yes.
certain things as a woman you should never tell a man.
No, I need to know.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you
I need to
something.
know what's going
No,
on because
women, there's some things you keep to yourself. Body
But if I'm the man,
The reason why a woman needs to tell her man everything, because if shit goes wrong, let's say she tries to start a side business and she gets into some trouble, money issues, she's gonna come to you. If she comes to you and she didn't tell you about the side business she was opening up, yeah, you're like, hey, listen, you didn't tell me about it. You wanted to hide it from me. That's on you. Figure it out. But unlike a man, if I start a side business and it fails, I'm not running to my woman for her to give me some money. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to go to jail. I'm going to have to pay some debt. I'm going to sell my car, whatever. But the difference is the woman, once shit goes wrong and she didn't tell you about it, she expects you, the man, to solve her issues.
if
Body
I'm the
count.
man in the
I agree.
You got
relationship,
triple it. Whatever they say, you got triple it.
if I'm the man, I'm the man in the relationship. Okay, I need to keep myself together for the family. I need to keep myself together.
That's the hierarchy.
For her.
I don't care what you say. A woman not gonna tell
and
you
for the
everything.
family.
I don't care. A woman not gonna tell you everything.
He knows everything, Jess. He knows everything.
I was about to ask. I was like, Carmen, he know everything.
He knows everything.
Yeah, okay.
He knows everything.
No.
Nikki, does your husband know everything?
Yo, can I say something serious?
He knows everything.
Like what?
I'm just saying, like, do you hold things away from your husband?
No. Hold on. Y'all got to stop asking her personal questions. Y'all got to treat
I mean, I can answer if I feel comfortable answering.
Don't do it.
No, I don't.
Don't do it.
Sorry,
Y'all got to treat Brian and Carmen like just regular panelists and act like that they're not in a relationship. Just imagine that they're not in a relationship. I don't want y'all to personalize everything that y'all say to them.
That's cool.
Can I just say something serious?
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, Jess. You might not tell me everything right away, but eventually I'm gonna find out based off of what you say and based off of your actions. I'm gonna find out.
No, you ain't.
Yeah, and if I find out and it's some bullshit that you got yourself into, I'm gonna be very mad. It's almost when a man tells a woman you shouldn't go out with your homegirls, and then she goes out with her homegirls. She doesn't listen to the man. She goes out with her homegirls, night girls out, and then some shit goes on. Maybe the car breaks down. Maybe she loses her purse. Something goes wrong. You know who she's gonna call first? She's gonna call a man. Hey, I lost my phone. They stole my phone. They stole my purse. Can you pick me up? Like, I told you, do not go. You refuse to listen to me. Now you want me to come help you? No, I'm sleeping. I'm not picking up my phone.
Yeah, I am.
No,
There
you're not.
are things that we see as men that y'all just don't see.
And we're not even just talking
you might not tell
sexually
me everything
either,
at
though.
first, but I'm gonna find out.
So,
For sure.
It ain't even got to be nothing sexual. If that woman don't want you to know,
you ain't gonna never know.
Nah,
And I feel like
he's-
there's certain
he's
things
right.
about us that we
He's
never
right.
gonna tell nobody. Whether you stole that candy bar
He's
in the
right.
3rd grade, or whether you did X, Y, Z, or whether you, it's certain things you're not gonna ever tell nobody.
See, that's the thing. Y'all think
The only thing I believe a woman shouldn't tell a man in a relationship is how many men she has had sex with. Because one is always too many for most men. That's the only thing I believe a woman shouldn't tell a man. Because all men, I don't care even if he pretends he doesn't care, but the moment she says the number, every man is always going to have an issue with it. Even if it's 1, even if it's 2, even if it's 100. Most men are going to have an issue with it. So I believe women shouldn't tell men their body counts.
that we
Right,
stupid.
right.
All of us are not stupid. We go
We're not
based
dumb.
off of
Right.
your actions and based off of what you say. If we let y'all talk long enough, we're
They're
gonna
gonna
find
tell
out what we
He's
need to know.
100%
Y'all
right.
just don't.
For
When
certain
y'all
women,
get
He is
to
no.
talking,
100% right. You don't
when y'all get to
have to
talking,
ask
we
a
can't
woman's
hear
body
things.
count. You don't have to ask a woman's body count to know she for the streets.
Well, see,
Exactly.
y'all only talking about body
no,
count. It
no,
ain't
no.
just
We
body
know
count.
you a
They
hoe.
thank you, Mimi. I keep telling them it's
It
not
ain't
just
just
Nah,
body
body
it's
count.
count.
not
Talking about
just
body
sexual.
count.
Y'all
It's
not
not just
y'all
sexual.
not
We
as
can tell.
covert as you think that you are.
What if
We're
you
not.
ask me if I ever smoke crack and I tell you no, but I used to smoke it with shampoo? He the only one know. He ain't gonna tell nobody.
Well,
So
you
I'm
don't.
just
Shots
saying,
fired.
You
Y'all
don't
y'all
have
listen,
crack
They'll never
tendencies.
you
ask
won't know
there's
unless I
certain
smoke crack
guys
again.
there's certain guys that just know. We
That's
don't you
it.
So
don't
you
have
would
to
just
tell
know if a
us.
woman smoked
We
crack
don't have
before?
to ask.
Yeah.
We don't have to do none of that. And if we let y'all
No, you
sit
don't.
there and get comfortable enough, you overshare and you don't even realize it.
You don't
No,
even
there are a
realize
lot
it.
of women
Exactly.
who real tight-lipped.
Listen.
It's a lot.
That's true. If you want a woman to tell you everything about herself, don't try to be judgmental. Like if she says something crazy, even if says at one point she had a train run on her by 5 men in the same night, don't try to be judgmental. Don't be like, oh my God, how could you? No, just be like, oh yeah, did you like it? How was it? Just keep trying to, have the conversation as if you're enjoying it. You can make your judgments after you leave. As long as you don't try to be judgmental with a woman, she's going to tell you her deepest, darkest secrets because she knows most men are going to be judgmental. That's why women can't tell men their real body count because they're going to be most men are going to be judgmental right out. Now, I'm not saying a man shouldn't judge. I'm just saying in the moment, you can judge after you leave, but you can't judge her in the moment because that's why women don't tell the truth about their body counts. Anyway, shout out to Anton Daniel. Let's see what else we got. Shout out to you guys watching. Like the video. We have plenty of videos to go through. So let's see where we're going next. Okay. Give me 1 second right here. All right, here we go. Let me see.
Stuff to the food and it's affecting these men. I don't know if they're like injecting the foods that we eat with like estrogen or female hormones, but it's something and nobody can convince me otherwise that they're doing to the food because it's like a lack of masculinity within this generation. And I'm not about to keep blaming it on, oh, he was raised by a single mom. No, it's something they're doing to the atmosphere, to the food, to the water, because none of these men are masculine. They argue back and forth with females constantly. They don't work hard. They don't want to build cars or do anything masculine anymore. They want to get their nails painted. They want to sit in the house. They want to kick their feet up. They want you to buy them flowers. They don't want to understand women. They only into their homeboys. It's a war on our men. And that's a hill that I'm ready to die on because I know it's true. Y'all better search up what they be doing in them facilities that the food and the meat be processed in. They give them animals all type of hormones. Then they slaughter them animals and them animals passing with all of them hormones, and then y'all cook them food, and then y'all eat that. So now y'all ingesting them hormones, and I think it's a whole lot of estrogen.
It is a lot of feminine men out here. I don't know if it's because they are being raised by their mother.
Yes.
Or if it is the food.
It's
She
their
has a
mothers.
valid point, but definitely
The
the tables
feminism.
have changed. Men are expecting women to purchase flowers for them.
Why not?
Propose to them, take care of them.
Why not? You said we're equal, and you keep telling us how independent and how much money you make. Come on, spend the money on me. Let's go.
It's not the same. It's not
the same. Okay.
That was a lot to take in.
What?
She said a lot.
What she said.
As far as like the men though, men are a little sensitive, but I'm a type of female. I don't like to desensitize men. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I feel like men should still be able to be emotional. And I feel like I teach my son, it's okay to be emotional as a man. It's okay to cry as a man. I feel like men are taught to be so masculine that if they show at least a little bit of emotion, they call females. But men do be doing a lot, and men do want a lot. They feel like they not supposed to do a lot of things, and they feel like the women's supposed to do it. So, I mean, but she said a lot. A lot of what she said sound crazy to me too. At the same time, she was chatting a lot.
What part sounded crazy?
With the chicken and the estrogen, and it's just like it's in the food. I just think.
So where you think it's coming from then?
Huh?
Where you think it's coming from then?
I just think that overall with men though, and this is just me, like I'm responding off of a lot of conversations that I have when I do speak to men a lot.
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of men feel like we as women, we are taught to put a lot on men's back, right?
That's
So
true.
men are really at the space now where they feel like, okay, I want to see what you could do for me, which is nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, your role as a man is to lead.
Mhm.
So me as a female,
How are we supposed to lead people who don't want to be followers? How are we supposed to lead people who claim they're independent and they don't need us? Do women listen to themselves when they see this, when they say these things of men should be leaders? And you notice the only time a woman wants a man to be a leader when it comes to him paying some bills and giving her money. But when it comes to telling her, don't go to a girl's trip, you shouldn't dress like that, you should cook me a meal, or now she doesn't want him to be a leader.
I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do, but you still got to do what you need to do as a man to lead. You don't need to be
That's
crying
some
about
bullshit.
what you should be doing. Like if you show me that you could lead, then I'm gonna follow. But if
Nah.
you crying to me,
See, conditional femininity, conditional submissiveness. You're either a follower or you're not. You're either submissive or you're not. It doesn't matter if I'm a leader or not. If I'm a leader and you are submissive, you're gonna find out at some point that you shouldn't follow me and find somebody else.
and then I'm leading, and then you mad because I'm leading, and now you tight or you feel like your masculinity is minimized. That's not my fault. Because as a man, you're supposed to lead. So I do understand what she was saying, but at some point after a while, she was just going on and on and on.
Okay.
She lost the plot after that.
It's safe to say it depends.
Huh?
It's safe to say it depends.
Yeah,
That's
she
all
kind
I'm
of
saying.
lost the plot at the end. She went on a rant. What y'all think?
I want Jay. I'm waiting for you. You fixing your nails and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, I think she about to answer. I actually was gonna. It was blowing mine. All right, so boom. I'm not even gonna say nothing about what she was saying. I honestly think that as females, we don't give them like the space or the time to feel like they could, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't know if she's actually being honest in that way. Like she's talking, at niggas. So I feel like she's trying to say like, well, the nigga I'm dealing with does these things versus like I'm like, and then the accent threw me off a little. So I'm like, you somewhere else? Yeah, you somewhere else. So I wonder where in the place where you're from, where you're like finding the guys that you're trying to find. Like,
I definitely know she said something about the food.
That was funny.
She said there was estrogen in the food.
Yeah.
We all eating the same food, and our women ain't acting feminine. So it ain't enough estrogen in our food. So I don't know what she talking about. Too many women on our platform keep talking about how they masculine. It ain't the food then, because we all eating the same food. You just eating Wingstop. That's the same food everybody else eating. Like, you know what I mean? So
I gotta concur because maybe the effect is different because
Yeah,
we
right.
have certain cortisones in our body. So I don't know.
Ain't no way, bro.
I don't want to get
So what's making the women more masculine then? What food y'all eat? The casa?
food. So the effect
What's making the women?
the effect that soy may have on men may have differently on women, or just the hormones in general.
Yeah, but if you're saying the food has estrogen and it's making men more feminine, you would think if we're eating the same food, the women would be more feminine as well, since it's estrogen. But for some reason, if the food is making men more feminine, how come it's making the women more masculine? Or are they eating something else? Something like feminism?
So
I mean, you know what's a solution?
I'm not a scientist, so I can't give you the full details about it, but it's really no other answer.
You agree with her?
I don't agree with her fully, but I agree with certain things that she is saying because
she did say that in the beginning, though.
It's kind of accurate. Like,
Drew, what's your thoughts?
No, I'm just saying one solution is that women can start cooking again, stop making shit in the microwave. You know what I'm saying?
Who's making stuff in the microwave?
A lot of women.
I don't
women
even
that
use
say-
the microwave. To them people.
Yo,
Right.
TV
Come
dinner
on.
specials. Like,
Come on.
I use the oven.
We know what it is, and she can name all this other, you know,
I would even use crock pots, but go ahead.
just like how you said, a lot of men can't share, you know, their true feelings, and I think only a woman understands that when she has a son, and the women that don't have sons usually, yeah,
No, don't say it.
okay, so usually women that don't have a sons always, you know, have like this feminist mindset. You don't understand what a man goes through until you have one, or you raise one. You know what I'm saying? So you want to protect them. You want him to be aware of what women can do, but up until that point, it's like fuck men. And men got to pay bills, and men got to provide. Men, you know, women are only looking at men as feminine because they're more masculine. They want to.
I kind of disagree with him. Now, I get it that if a woman raises a son, it may be a little bit protective. But the reason I disagree with him is because we have single moms out here who are as delusional as the women who don't have sons. Single mothers are literally asking men who are going to be stepfathers to make six figures, but the men they had babies with don't make six figures. Single mothers have higher standards for the new men than the men they laid down with to make babies. So clearly, just because they have sons doesn't mean they stop being delusional. Doesn't mean they understand what a man really goes through. They still have you would think since she's raising a son, also, that sons are usually young anyway. By the time they really figure out that men go through a lot, by the time their sons are like 21, maybe 25, and they're like, what, 50, 60, and it's too late by then.
You know,
one up.
Yeah, one up or act like, and I don't want to say like, when men look at our women, we understand that we are a partnership where I'm the head and you're the neck. Women just want to be the head. And that's what, when you hear it, that's not what she's articulating. Is not teamwork. It's not about connecting. It's an attack on men masculinity, or men manhood, or men quality. She's not trying to find a resource. She's shitting on men. You get what I'm saying? She's not trying to find a solution. She's not talking about. She's shitting on men, and majority of men are, you know, we either with a woman, we're raised by our mothers. We do need fathers around. You get what I'm saying? We do need the man, and we're not talking about how women are now pushing some of the men out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We are losing the opportunities to raise our kids, and some women would say, "Oh, that's an excuse. Go to court and fight for your kid if you really love." I'm not. That's a whole nother rant, but like, I'm just telling you, man, it's not as clear cut as she would say it is.
Ace, what's your thoughts?
Man, I just think that like they said, like men don't have a safe space to express their feelings, and anytime they express their feelings is now we not masculine no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like she said, "Oh, you're going back and forth." They used to they saying what they saying, and the man just saying there like,
yeah, they put have no rebuttal. They wrong out
any
their ass.
rebuttal.
Like,
now you feminine. You know what I'm saying? But men
you argue.
You know what I'm saying?
Men are
tired. I want you to know why you wrong. You know what I'm saying? I want you to see where you went wrong at, whether you receive it or not. So I'm gonna let you know, and that's why it's feminine. She said,
men are tired, to be honest. If you find a man go, and sometimes you see it on social media, but every time I open social media and I see a man and woman going back and forth arguing, I cringe because in my mind I'm like, why, bro? Why are you wasting your time? Like, actually, today I was listening, and I hope you guys can get this book. Maybe some of you guys already read this book, The 48 Laws of Power, and I think it's law number 7 or 8. And he was saying that the best way to impact someone is through action. But arguing with someone, even if you think you won the argument, it doesn't mean you change their mind. So I watch men argue with women, and I'm thinking, bro, even if she says you are right, it doesn't mean you're going to change your mind. Like, just walk away. Arguing with a woman is literally pointless. Anyway, shout out to Daily Wrap Up crew. Shout out to you guys watching. Like the video. Let's go to the next video real quick. All right. All right, let's go to this might be risky.
You in therapy or willing to go?
Nita?
Never been through anything.
I don't. You want me to be tragic? You want me to have some demons or something? Thank you for doing that for me.
And why did you pop? There's nothing wrong with going to therapy and talking to someone about your problems.
Obviously, you have a lot.
Go on.
Answer the question.
Okay. Oh, Trump.
Why did you? Yeah, I got my bachelor's in criminal justice, minor in psychology and political science. I studied it. Thank you.
That doesn't matter. It's still the same system. Perpetuates the same results.
Did you vote for in the 2024 election?
2024?
As in last year?
No, I don't subscribe to politics. I don't subscribe to politics. You know, it's the illusion of choice.
And why did you pop? That's bullshit.
So if you've seen her, if you've seen the clips, she was going viral. But what I noticed and what made me go to her page is because I've seen like the vicious attacks that she was getting, right? Like, a preference is your preference. You like what you like, you feel what you
well
feel.
deserved.
But I feel like the attacks on the way that she's built, people are just like going out of their way to criticize the way that she's built. And so one of the takeaways from it all was, for me,
genius.
I want to ask you, where does your confidence come from? And not in a way, I'm not asking you that question to say that you shouldn't have it, but when you're constantly critiqued, when you're constantly disrespected or harassed about the way that your body shape is, I just want to know, like, where does your confidence come from?
Confidence or delusion?
I am built like my genetics. On some real shit. I have done my DNA. My father's from Panama. My mother's from here. She's black American. My dad was Panamanian. So I'm built like a fucking torta. That's what I am. And like,
No,
I'm not
you just
ashamed
need to
of what I
lose
am.
weight.
I have a nose that comes from Panama and a stomach on a fat. You ever seen a fat Mexican? I'm built like a fat Mexican. I'm Mexican. I have Mexican DNA. That's what this is. So it doesn't hurt me to hear these things from people that I wouldn't fuck with to begin with, if that makes sense. These are people that are not aligned with me to begin with. If you did not understand what I said, I've had tons of men have been in my DMs that like the body, like the shape, understand the shape, Mexican men, black men, Indian men. That's not the problem. They're not aligned with me. I ask my questions are my non-negotiables. When you go to a dating show, or if you're on a dating app, you have non-negotiables that you put on there. These men didn't fit my non-negotiables, and that's okay. But to come at my body was disrespectful, because it's like, as a black woman, I'm telling y'all, I'm a political activist. I go toe-to-toe with MAGA. I go toe-to-toe with Trump supporters, and I've been face-to-face with them. And to have my own people decide that, hey, fuck what she's saying, I'm just going to shoot for her body because I can't really give her a debate conversation, was very interesting.
No. They don't go for your body because that's the only thing they can go for. They only go for your body because, remember, men have preferences, and physical attributes is one of them. Physical attraction is one of them. So if you're going to go after a man because he doesn't go to therapy, and you think he has trauma, and you think every man should go to therapy, guess what? Every man is going to think he should be in the gym. That's it. That's the only reason.
Interesting and very eye-opening for me.
You don't think,
there you go. Sorry, go ahead, brother.
You don't think it's fair at all, and for somebody to say anything about the way that you look when it comes to you popping on other people for whatever reasons? You don't think it's fair, even in the realm of fair?
No, because I didn't pop on them based on appearance. Popped on them based on their answers to my questions. If you watch the shows like normal, people pop based off of appearance, and I watched a line of women do just that. And that is acceptable in that culture of these shows, is to pop based on appearance. I'm not used to that. I don't pop on appearance. I pop off of how I align with you. We didn't align. That man was 51, the darker skinned man. He's cool. We're actually friends now, by the way. So me and him are actually cool. He's 51, so he's way out of my dating range to begin with, but I didn't pop on any of those things. 47, the Trump supporter. Fuck him. Would never date a Trump supporter. And the other guy, we follow each other on TikTok now. He's also 5'4", and he is not my type, but I don't pop based off of those things. He was funny. Yeah. I thought he's a comedian. I thought, oh shit, he might be someone cool to hang out with, even if we didn't date.
You mean physically, he's not physically your type?
He wouldn't physically be my type, and that's okay. But at the same time, I would give it a shot, because you never know if physicality is just something I can disregard based off of love.
So the reason that I ask you think that's fair, right? Because of course we all have a physical preference to some degree, right? But realistically speaking, I would say that those men who walked out there and they didn't pop your balloon, like just like, oh, let me pop this, I would think that they were actually putting their best foot forward for you by even entertaining a question from you. Like, exactly. All right, let me let this girl ask me questions. I think that that's noble of them to even let you ask them questions.
Why?
You know what the issue is? I'm going to be honest. And this happens across the board. You know what the issue is? The reason she feels the way she feels is because she still has men in her DMs who don't mind clapping her cheeks. They don't want her for marriage. They don't want to, it's not like they're trying to pay all her bills. They're not trying to fly her out to Dubai. They're not trying to fly her out to Colombia or whatever. Men are still in her DMs because they want to just, they have nothing else to do rather than be in her DMs trying to clap them cheeks. So that's the delusion that she walks around with. That's the kind of weird mentality, false kind of having options that most women go through. The reason they feel the way they feel is because they believe they have so many options. Even if the type of options they have, they don't want, they just believe most men want them. So they kind of have that delusion that masks as confidence. As a man, if I had like 1,000 women in my DMs, even if I was attracted to them, I would think I'm the shit. No woman would tell me nothing. If I had 1,000 women in my DMs, just telling me how beautiful I am, even if I'm not.
I don't think she's talking about those guys. She's talking about like the people that commented afterward, after the fact.
Yeah, but she said why though. Let him answer why.
Most of the men that I know that I would even think are just normal men who date average women, like they would, based on your physical appearance, we can move her along. Let's keep the show going, but we can talk to other women. I think that most men that I know would do that, and they date normal women.
And that's fine. And those men are not aligned with me, because if all you look for is appearance in a woman, then that you wouldn't be for me. I'm okay with how I look. And also, I'm currently on a weight loss journey and have been for a very long time. My highest was 260. I'm at 210. And I love myself enough to have put myself out there, and to be disregarded by the same community is really disrespectful. And we should really study why we base so much of our love on appearance versus alignment.
So that's why the same thing that you did, though?
I based it off a character.
No, she popped the balloon because of the politics.
Hold on, man. Isn't that the same thing? So isn't that the same thing that you did, just basically on a different subject?
Exactly.
No, these subjects matter. These are big topics.
So because of the simple fact that a man popped on you because of how you build, you're saying that shouldn't
I popped on them.
Just because they probably didn't want you or don't want you because of how you built. You're saying that that's supposed to not matter because they might be a Trump supporter, or they might be as the last gentleman that whatever screen was up there that True put up there said because he was darker.
No, I'm not saying he was darker. I was extinguishing the 3 black men. One was short, one was darker, and one was a Trump supporter. That's the only way I could have, tell you which ones was which. Calvin and I are friends.
So the fact of the matter is, what I'm getting to is basically you chose and you're still choosing because of what's convenient for you. Is that not correct?
Politics are important to me as I'm a political activist.
Is that not correct that you basically disqualify a person because of what's convenient for you?
What's important to me, not convenient.
She's failing to understand that men have preferences too. And this happens to most women. What women do is they have a set of preferences for men: height, money, be a gentleman, buy me flowers, do ABCD. So they have the preferences they want in a man. But they think the man should have the exact preferences for them. Matter of fact, let me take it a step further. Women want men to accept them the way they are. So she can reject men because they voted for Trump. She can reject men because they don't go to therapy. But she wants men to accept her body type. She wants men to worship the ground she walks on.
You kind of eliminated the visuals for
for people that are visual
people-
creatures. Like,
people
you know,
talk
men are
based
visual
on a-
creatures, right?
Correct. And maybe I'm not these people's type, and that's okay. But there has been men that are that like me and that have messaged me and been like, I think you're beautiful.
Why
And
are you
that's
not
okay
dating
because
them?
I'm not for everybody.
But we're not saying that. But the fact of the matter is, you have a preference, and whatever however you're choosing to pick a man or whatever the case is how you're choosing it, regardless if you're using politics, if you're using how they look, how they smell, if they funny or not. You're
Right.
doing whatever is good for you. But yet and still, you're saying because if a man don't like you of how you're built, then that's a problem.
Exactly.
Isn't that
What
kind
the
of sort of
problem
the
is being
contradiction there?
disrespectful for it. You don't have to, if you don't like something about somebody, you don't have to make a comment. You don't have to call her fat,
Oh, they
ugly
can
bitch. You don't
say
have to
it.
say, ooh, she
That's
built like
going
an
to
ice
the
cream
extreme.
cone.
Nah, if you can say that you don't like men who voted for Trump, a man has every right to say he doesn't like you because of the way your body is shaped.
Keeping it
Right.
simple.
No, the comment section is how we got here on how I've been belittled with body positivity and how I look. So like I'm saying here, if you do not like the way someone looks, you do not have to comment. If you have nothing nice to say, keep it moving. I didn't
They
pop
can
on
say
them
whatever
based
they
on
wanna
that. So
say.
I popped on
Can I
them
say,
based
can I
on
say
my
something?
question.
Can I say
But I
something?
think part of
Yeah,
that,
right after explicit, Naeem. Go ahead, Explicit. What up, Naeem? Salute.
but I think part of that, you open yourself up. You open the door for that when you go onto this show. Like, you went viral. Like, you don't get to be like, oh, I'm gonna go on this show. They're gonna record it, they're gonna put it online, and then be mad at the comments. Like, me
I
being
mean,
a
evil
social
people are evil. We know that, as we can see. Body shaming is evil and it's bullying, and we shouldn't do it because what are we teaching our children to do?
Now, while I agree with that, it's a cold world.
It is. And
It's
so
a
we need to
cold
do
world,
better
yeah.
as people. It's
You
say we should not be
shame
bodying
people for who they
people.
vote for, right? Don't you shame people for who they vote for?
Exactly.
Yes, I surely
That
do.
was
You know why? We have a
It doesn't
pedophile as a
matter why.
president.
No, it doesn't matter why. The
No,
fact
it
of the matter
does
is you're
matter
doing it.
why.
It doesn't matter why because
I
that's
just
your
said
preference.
300,000
your
black women
preference.
lost their jobs last year due to Trump's administration. You're telling me that's not
And how many people we talking about dating? We
Yes.
just keep it simple. We ain't gonna keep
No,
shifting
that's
the
important to
goalposts, and
me.
we're not shifting all of
That's
the.
important to me.
You talking to the wrong.
She wants a man who aligns with her political ideology, but expects the man to accept her for her body positivity ideology at the same time. You can't have it all. You can't have women try to really force men to accept them the way they are. Imagine men started saying, no, because unlike men, if a woman doesn't like me because I'm 5'8", I'll say, okay, fine. There's nothing I can do about my height. I'm not about to go to Turkey to put metals in my knees. I'm not about to do that. That's stupid. You know, the only thing I may do is maybe get some hair transplant or anything like that. But, you know, some women love my bald head, so I don't know. But the thing is, she can do something about her body size. But she's all here talking about how she's Latina. That's why she's big. No, you're Latina because of what you eat. You're big because of what you eat. There's plenty of Latinas who are not as big as you.
Play devil's advocate
I
real
know,
quick.
yeah, no, I'm talking to the wrong type of black people.
Hold on,
That is
hold
where
on.
we're at. You're right.
Well, just real quick.
You're right.
Yeah, let's get the floor back. Splits,
No, you're right. I'm talking to the wrong black people.
No, wait. Just
It's not
I think
the
it's
wrong
good. Hold on, Splits. Let's just
No, it
separate this
is.
line.
It is.
Yo, Splits, just be succinct, right? So you can get a direct answer. Go ahead.
If I could play devil's advocate, what Melly is saying and what you are saying, both points are valid and they correlate. Because what he's saying is, you got rid of those guys based off of what was important to you. Got it. But if a man feels like what a woman looks like is important to him, it is the same.
That's fine.
Exactly.
So,
She says she don't care though. I'm
Right.
saying.
right, but we don't get to be like,
The
oh,
fuck?
but I had a reason to not do it. Like, it was different. It's the same.
No, because that's fine. You cannot like me because of my body. You also do not have to come to my comment sections and call me a fat, ugly bitch. There's no reason for that. That's disrespectful. And also, you're seeing that as a black woman who's a political activist going toe to toe with MAGA, who has been death threats, card tagged, followed, doing the work. You should not want to add to that flame.
But just like you saw the man on the show that you were on saying that he's not a political person, there's a lot of people who just aren't political people.
Let's
That point
explicit.
is moot. Like, a lot of people don't care.
Yeah.
Let me
As we
interject.
know.
Let me
As
interject
we
for
can
a
see.
second.
Exactly. Like, women need to, ladies, you have preferences, men have preferences. That's it. That's it. If you want a man who's 8 feet tall, that's okay. That's your preference. But the man who's 8 feet tall doesn't have to accept you for having weaves, doesn't have to accept you being for as big as Lizzo, doesn't have to accept you if you don't cook. Men have preferences, women have preferences. If you have delusional preferences as a man or woman, that's on you. Don't try to force other people to accept you. That's it. That's all. She's struggling with the fact that she has weird preferences, but she thinks men should just worship the ground she walks on. Crazy, man. Crazy. Anyway, shout out to you guys who are watching. Shout out to, this might be risky. Let's go somewhere else. Okay. I got you guys. All right. Men are tired of approaching. Let's talk about it. True was cooking.
Grab a girl and grab a guy and be like, meet. Introduce them if that's what you want to do. Go introduce people if that's what you want to do. Mind your business. If niggas is chilling, just looking, let them look.
Maybe so, but doesn't this speak to something a little higher? Like there is a lack of authentic socialization. That's what he's saying. Like when he goes outside of his home, there is an ambiance that is supposed to be happening. Like I know when I was coming up and we were teenagers, I was a group with my girls and we were kind of looking for the boys in a group and we would talk to each other. There wasn't like this fear, or even if it was, it was sort of like what Willie was saying. When you go over there, you do this, you do that. But there's a lack of authentic, like I said, socialization. There's an awkwardness that happens. I bet you if you gave everybody your phone number and your Insta, they just would have been texting all night. And that's what the guy is saying. Like, I didn't come to a party to see everybody be wallflowers and text all night. I know we're people with this age of technology type of thing, but I want authentic conversations to be happening. And I want to see that for other people. Now, don't get me wrong. He probably was being a little nosy, but I think it just speaks to what he is saying. Like, social media has hijacked real social interaction. Everybody is faking till they make it. And so when you get in front of somebody, and on top of that, people are not well versed and they're not well spoken and they're just not well read. So they're lacking depth. And like when we speak about vetting, like they don't want to do that. They rather just sit there and be like, when's the quickest way I can get in your panties? Or when's the quickest way I can get to your pocket? Like, so again, I think he's just saying, he's just missing that. I could be wrong. This is my opinion, but I think that's what I wrap from that.
I think Pearl's partially right if you're keeping it on a socializing type of, exchange and developing those social skills. But what I heard, and I'm seeing, and I'm actually proud of the men, there's still this spirit in the land where women want the right of first refusal. And I think a lot of dudes is done with that. They like, nah, just what you said, Miss Pearl, you said people socializing. Y'all can talk. If we in the same spot, create that energy. And cats that been getting girls understand this. You ain't never have to walk across the room. She gonna make sure she come within proximity. She may even trip over your shoe. But most dudes don't got that. So they tired of the fact that they walking across the room, putting themselves out there to get embarrassed, shut down, whatever it may be. They like, you know what? Nah, we cool, we chilling. We in here too. They want to make themselves known. Hey, make an effort. Dudes is tired of the first round of refusal. That's what I'm seeing. I'm actually proud of that.
Yeah, men are tired of approaching. That is the truth. Talking about social media and things like that, men know if you approach a woman and she doesn't like you. First of all, when women are complaining that men are not approaching us, they're talking about the small minority of the men they want to be approached. They're not talking about a man who's 5'5", 5'6" to approach them. When they're saying men are not approaching us, it's because she saw some guy who's 6'7" who looked at her and just kept walking. But men are thinking, okay, you want me to approach you, chase you, and then I have to pay your bills? You guys have seen that meme? Like where it says that the man has to chase the woman to pay her bills, because every time you're chasing a woman, trying to get her number, trying to take her out, it comes with a bill. We're talking about dates now, gifts. We're talking about you have to put gas in your car. We're talking about she's going to ask you for a birthday gift. She may ask you for some cash app. So you have to think about it. I haven't even mentioned Me Too movement. I haven't mentioned how women told men, don't approach us. You are creepy, you're scary, TikTok videos, things like that.
I agree. I don't mind the exchange. So think me and you all still have to know that we like to be approached. Like we like to feel like we chosen. Like if I am always approaching you, doesn't that set the tone?
That's
like what if you're just not that type of guy? Then I always got to step up and lead the conversation. Like I get where you're saying you want women to initiate conversations because it's the basis of just human social interaction. And
you're not even saying that.
I get that. Then clarify for me, man. What is he saying?
He's saying drop the handkerchief. He's saying if you like a guy, put yourself in his space. He'll do the rest.
That's what I'm saying. He's saying he would like to see more women initiate, and I'm agreeing because I'm saying we're both responsible for that social interaction. But I'm also saying that women still like for men to approach them. So true, I get what you're saying. I'm gonna just land with that. I agree with you. I can see.
Pearl, your point is great. Your point is great. However, your peers, they really suck at that, right? Most women are pretty shitty at dropping a handkerchief. I think we're forgetting a lot of things here today. A good majority of women run around with a resting bitch face, right? They're not smiling. How many times do you hear men complain about, well, God damn it, why can't you at least smile? You're not even invited. And I don't even know if y'all remember the period, probably about 2-3 years ago, women were actually nuking men on purpose, filming it and posting that shit. Dudes sliding in the DMs and getting that shit screenshot. Like, no matter what it is, women just don't want to reject you. They want to shoot you the fuck down. And the bigger problem is we're also forgetting that y'all not going to talk to most of the dudes in the first place. Y'all not attracted to that. I think Willie touched on that a little bit. They're not attracted to most of the dudes. So he gonna impress you, and that rejection shit is demoralizing, right? I've desensitized myself to rejection a long time ago, right? But it takes a lot of muscle memory. Dudes are not being taught by that. And unfortunately, a lot of the single mothers damn sure don't care about teaching their sons how to cold approach a woman, right? Even though it would be very easy for them to do, but they don't. Nobody's putting effort towards it. Where the hell are they supposed to learn these techniques from, right? And then everything else is made so easy. You got dating apps, and there's a lower consequence because you're never going to actually meet the person. Women aren't making it easy, though. You have to do that. And I understand that there is some work for men to do, and I tell the young bros how to get at that and how to do it. But
nah, I'm not telling any man to approach. I'm not kidding you, man. Because if we're gonna do a numbers game as a man, you will be lucky to approach one woman and she says yes. And just because she says yes doesn't mean she's gonna give you the right number. And just because she gives you the right number doesn't mean she's gonna show up for a date. Doesn't mean she doesn't have a man already. Doesn't mean she's not gonna ask you to pay her bills and take her to an expensive dinner date, $500 dinner date. Doesn't mean she's not gonna let you take her out 3 times and then ghost you later. There's so many variables as a man. So if you think approaching is the only thing you're doing, as a man, you have to think ahead of yourself. Think, okay, just because I approach her, what more hoops and games do I have to jump through? All right. And that's if you're lucky and the first woman you approach says yes. And that's if she doesn't pull out her phone and records you and says, look, he's creepy. He's talking to me. These men need to leave us alone. We prefer bears. Women have literally told men we prefer bears. So as a man in 2026, if you're still approaching a woman, I'm a man, I gotta approach a woman because, I'm a man, that's what my man does. Okay, go ahead. Tell me in 2026 as a man, with all the women you've been approaching since your entire life, because I'm guessing you didn't start approaching 2026. If you're approaching 2026, it's something you've been doing. What's the return on your investment? How many women you've approached? What's the return on the investment in your life? How many of them are still in your life? And what did you get from that? All the time you wasted, what did you get from that? Exactly.
Women make it a really defeating, demoralizing process. That's the problem. If y'all were way more inviting and pleasant, then you probably would see better results. You probably would have more men who approach you. But the dudes who you want, they're not used to approaching chicks. Mod considers himself pretty desirable, and some women agree. And guess what? He said he never pressed a woman. Never. He don't press women. So you got to understand that the dudes that's out here getting buns is not trying to press you, because there are some women who's going to get in his way. But the rest of the human race, no, they're not having that same type of luck.
And y'all try to make most of the guys pay money too. Y'all try to I seen a lot of y'all want guys to buy you a drink.
Exactly.
I've never bought a girl a drink in my life. But y'all want the guys who come up to you and want to talk to you. Oh, you talking to me? Buy me a drink if you want to converse. What? I don't know. Maybe they tired of buying drinks and stuff like that, and not,
drinks. They're asking men for dinner. Women know men suggest drinks for a first date so that they don't have to invest too much. Women know that trick, guys. I don't know if you know. The same way they rejected coffee, they know if you suggest drinks, most women are going to say, I don't drink. Can we go for dinner? Can you find a restaurant? Because she wants a free food, to be honest. But also because she wants you to invest to impress her. Yet it should be we're just trying to get to know each other.
It not becoming anything.
I will agree with y'all for the most part, because I can say that some women do not make it easy for you to approach them. Like, it's like, it can be very demoralizing watching a woman shoot a man down. And then I'd also like to address that last video that we watched there, where he said rodeo is becoming the bootio or something like that. I also think that most or some women take the way that they're dressing to the extreme, because I don't understand why you have to be walking around the rodeo with your ass hanging out and your titties hanging out. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. You can look good without being half naked. And I just feel like more women need to accept that, because as soon as you start talking about it, or you start talking to them about it, it's, oh, well, it's my body. I can dress however I want to dress, and blah, blah, blah. Cool. But then you cannot expect to be treated in a certain manner if you're dressing in a certain manner. That's just my
opinion. Or when a man looks at you and sexualizes over you because that's what you're showing. I don't understand that concept.
Right.
If you got the body for it, ladies, I say go though, because you're gonna have a good time. The Black Rodeo is a lot of fucking fun. Like, the actual event is fun, but
you have to have a certain kind of body to go.
Yeah, if I wouldn't want to be out there built like a juice box with all them pretty women, because then you're gonna stand out and people are gonna notice. Like being a short dude, same thing. Like you will stand out because it's like where all the attractive women are going to be at one time. So for it'd be 1,000 women and one Capri Sun book, you're not gonna have.
She's disappointed. She disappointed when he said you have to have a certain body type to go to rodeo.
You're probably not gonna have a good time.
And
if you are a Capri Sun, there's someone out there for you.
There's someone trying to cave your rib cage.
That's some bullshit. When people say there's somebody out there for you, then people wouldn't be single. If there's truly somebody out there for everybody, people wouldn't be single. I'm telling you right now, people wouldn't be dying alone. People wouldn't be dying single. There's plenty of people who are dying single. So clearly, there's not somebody for everybody, especially if you're delusional in your standards. Because if you're delusional in your standards, that means there's no body for you, because everybody doesn't fit those standards. Women. But anyway, shout out to Lapif. Shout out to you guys. Miss Mariam, did you go to the Houston rodeo? How was it? Oh, you didn't want to see the ladies in their booty shorts. Anyway, let's go to wait, where we go next? Oh, okay. Going to Fadi real quick. Give me 1 second. Wait, what's going on?
Okay, can I speak now?
Yes,
so what
ma'am.
I'm saying is the biological father that steps out, that I cannot trust, that can bring me herpes, HIV, or whatever, syphilis, I don't want him either. If he can't do what it is that we have obligated for each other to do, he's gone too. I would prefer to get the stepfather, not the nigga that's out there doing whatever. Not, I would want a new stepfather that's going to do me right. I'm not just going to stick with him because he's the biological, because that can get me messed up. So that's what I wanted to say.
So Queen Queasy, it's not about what's best for your kid. It's about what's best for you.
What's best for me is best for the kids.
No,
So if
that's
I'm in
not
a
true.
relationship with a person that's cheating on me,
What?
let me finish. If I'm in a relationship with a person that's cheating on me and we're arguing and fighting and there's no trust and it's bad energy, that's bad for me and the kids.
No. One second, Queen. 1 second. We're not going for the worst case possible, right? Let's go for the man that is an awesome father and all that, but every time he goes on a business trip, he gets a little bit of a taste of the secretary,
And
right?
bring me herpes.
No, but that's you. The kids don't get herpes. You get herpes,
Okay,
right?
and if I
Okay,
get
one second, please.
If
That's-
I get herpes, it's going down.
Queen, 1 second. But that's the
Why are you
thing.
talking about herpes?
Queen, is it fair to say that some people are terrible brothers but they are good sons. They're terrible sisters, but they're good cousins. Like, is that fair to say that some people might be good friends, but they might be terrible lovers? Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I can be unfaithful to you and be a great father. There's a lot of women that are great mothers,
but I'm not.
They are wives.
Okay. The reality is, be a great father and co-parent out of my home. No woman should stay with a man that is cheating on her because, like I said, I could get HIV, herpes, syphilis, and I can end up dead.
Okay.
You're going to be honest.
Okay, but let me say this. Okay.
But with the stepdad too, Queen.
Yeah, but that's the point. That's Coco. That's exactly where I wanted to go.
So let me hear what Coco's saying. What?
Queen, that could happen with the stepdad too, though, right?
Then he out too.
Okay, so I'm back. So this is what. Hey, and now 1 second, please.
Hey, Fatty, hold on, Fatty. I'm gonna give it to you, Fatty. No, I want you up there. I said,
no.
You have a screen on the back. We have a screen on the back now. Go up there, cowboy. Yeah.
Hey, not only is the stepdaddy cheating, right? Like, and you saying that the man cheating as well too. You sharing him as well too, right? You sharing the stepdaddy, right? But let me tell you this: when you get rid of him, you start sleeping around. That's the part you don't address.
That's
so
not
now,
true.
Let me finish, Quisha. Y'all don't want to keep it real. That's why when we ask what are women doing from 19 to 30 or 19 to 40, if they still single, they sleeping with men. So you might not be sleeping with the stepdaddy no more. You might not be sleeping with the biological man no more, but that body count is still going high. So somehow you may still get herpes, and it's not from either one of them. That's what I'm saying. So what's better? Being with the biological father that may cheat, being with the stepdaddy that may be cheat, or being single and increasing your body count without both?
They don't care. Let me answer it. To be single and patient and letting your divine spirit lead you to the man that's going to do you right. Nobody should tolerate cheating.
May I? Queen, 1 second.
Distrust and cheating.
No, you're right, Queen. 1 second, Queen. I think that cheating is a real motive for a woman to leave her family. Okay, let's take that out of the way. I believe that a woman, if they promise you monogamy and you find out that he doesn't, he's lying, and you have all the right to remove yourself from the situation. What I believe too is that if both of the men are capable of cheating and they actually have women around them and police officers, military men, firefighters, like that's some professions that are like right,
they be out there.
If I used to this example all the time, you are leaving your woman because she's emotional just to get with another woman that she's emotional.
Yes,
the first woman, y'all have 7 years of confidence, build investments together, mortgages, kids, and all that, and you're going to leave your woman because every time she gets on her feelings, she gets out of control, just to get a woman that on the beginning is going to be nice to you and play along and all that shit, and on the year 7 is going to be just like the woman before.
Yeah, I think what Fadi is right, and I think that's something most men don't think about. That I'm going to be honest, as a man, if you're getting into a relationship, she may say it, she may not say it, but it's best you know that as a man, if you're dealing with a woman, one of your jobs in a relationship with a woman is being her therapist. Now, some of them try to turn you into their therapist and into their girlfriend bestie. I know it's crazy. You're a man, but they try to turn you into their girlfriend bestie. And once she manages to turn you into their girlfriend bestie, then the sex goes down because now she literally just put you in the friend zone. And you're going to be asking, Boogie, what do you mean girlfriend bestie? You know what the things they do with their girlfriends, with their female friends? You know, they're more in the friendly thing. They talk about anything. You know, they're always gossiping. They go out whenever they want. They don't control each other. They don't judge each other. Don't hold each other accountable. That's why most women try to turn their men into their female best friends, kind of, because she expects you not to hold her accountable. She expects you to say yes whenever she wants something. And she expects you to just not control her in any way. That's why they try to turn you. So whenever you meet a woman and she says, I want a man who's my best friend, that's what she literally means. That she wants you to be her female best friend because now you can't judge her. I mean, we are friends, right? You can't judge me. You can't tell me what to do. So watch out.
Man, when y'all leave men because of cheating, y'all know the guy that comes next if he had the opportunity, he'll probably do it too. Y'all kind of know.
I was married for 15 years. My husband never cheated on me.
You don't know.
you
No,
left
you
him.
don't know.
I
Oh
do.
my God. Sorry. Hey,
Yes,
no,
do.
Queen. You have no idea.
Yes, I do.
How?
Yes, I do.
No,
He
Queen.
has
How?
Never cheated on me.
Because he
was
told
a
you?
spiritual man. He was a spirit. He was a
So why didn't you stay with
Spiritual
him?
man
Why
cheat
did you
all
leave
the
him?
time. Hey.
I bet it was melanin. Wait a minute, hold on. Melanin, what you got to say?
Why didn't you stay with him? Why didn't you stay with him?
Oh, you left him? Reason why, but I knew that it was gonna be you that jump in to ask that question. So let me
It doesn't matter. You're gonna answer it.
Man,
You keep this whole time you've been going on and on this whole time about men cheating. You've been going
the woman and always propping up the man. So I'm not gonna answer.
Well,
it
no,
right
it's
now.
not. It's not about going against the woman.
Oh, you're not going to answer it.
You think you're gonna come up here? You think you're gonna come up here and say the most egregious things? You think you're gonna come up here and say?
She doesn't want Melanie to talk.
Wait a second, isn't this ladies first?
Let's do one at a time. Melanie, finish your thought, and then Queen is going to be able to respond. Go ahead.
She has an issue with it because you think that you're going to keep coming up here and saying the most egregious things about a man and nobody's going to say anything. You're used to an echo chamber. You're used to feminism. You're not going to come up here and say whatever you want to say about a man and think you're going to get no pushback. I'm sick of women thinking that you're going to say whatever you think you're going to say about a man and there's never a woman around to correct you. Nice to meet you. I'm Melanin.
Oh, let's go, Melanie.
She said their name.
Oh my God. First of all, I'm not going to play with Melanin and even address her because I don't have to. Now I'm about to get back to you. I'm about to
you asked her to be up there. You said, come here.
No,
come
I'm
here,
about
Melanie.
to get back. I'm about to get back to the point. The point is my husband, like I said, for 15 years, never cheated.
But you
it
left him.
depends on what quality of woman that you are. Now, let me just say this, fatty. If you are with me,
Damn, you said my name that was condescending. You said fatty. You can't
fatty,
say my
check
name
it.
like that.
Check it out, fatty. Check it. If you dating me, and you know if you cheat, that I'm gonna bust you upside your head, and I'm going to do you in something scandalous. You gonna get that work. Sometimes, depending on who you with, your man is not gonna cheat. Now, if you some silly woman that's passive and weak, he's gonna cheat all through the marriage. But when he with me, I promise you, when he's with me, he's not cheating.
No, she left him.
What would you do?
She said her husband for 15 years, he didn't cheat on her, but she left him. That's why Melanin was asking her that if you're not gonna Melanin, the reason she didn't want to answer Melanin's question is because Melanie did ask if he was so good of a man who didn't cheat on you, why did you leave him? She refused to answer the question.
I'm doing what I'm supposed to do as a woman. If a nigga cheat on me, he's gonna wish he was in Timbuktu. And I don't experience men cheat on me. None of my men cheated on me. None of my men cheated on me.
None of
your men cheated on you?
None of them. Not one.
Then why you ain't staying?
Did you guys hear that? None of my men cheated on me. How many men did she have? Now, obviously, she doesn't look young. But if none of the men you had cheated on you, but you couldn't keep any of them? Really, nigga?
Hold on.
Why
Fatty.
did you left him then?
Yeah, Fatty. Why you?
No. Iso, the question from Melanin is actually correct, right? Queen is, and I see you, Jonathan. Queen is implying that the spiritual man will not violate his woman on that way. Right?
He never did it.
So if that's the point, he's a good man, right? Because the spiritual man will not do it, right? He's a good man, right?
So why did you leave him?
So why did you leave him?
It was a certain reason that I left him, but it wasn't because of cheating.
It doesn't matter.
No, but he's a good spiritual man. A spiritual man will never do a woman dirty, right?
Sometimes, let me tell you something.
Oh, Queen, see, backtracking now. Queen, you said he will never cheat because he is spiritual.
Let me tell you the truth.
Right.
Sometimes you outgrow as you are expanding in your wisdom and knowledge and purpose. And
women never stop growing. At 21, I need to grow and find myself. I'm not going to get married right now at 21. I need some more time to find myself. Okay. She goes to the streets, meets a bunch of men, a kid or two here and there. And then at 27, oh, I finally found myself. I think God wants me to get married. She gets married 10 years later at 37. Oh, I've been so controlled. I need to divorce this man. So I find myself. And then they do the same thing at 47. Oh, I'm waiting for my husband to have sex again. She gets married again. And then at 57, she divorces the man. Oh my God, I need to find myself. Marriage was so bad. It was like slavery. It never stops. It never stops. Like this woman is like what? Maybe 50s plus, and she's still finding herself.
Life, and a man is sitting there watching TV, drinking his coffee, and you just say, hey, nigga, you gonna come up higher or else I'm out. Sometimes you just outgrow people.
So you left a good man.
He cheated. It doesn't have to be that.
So he didn't do anything. So he didn't do nothing wrong.
Wait a minute. Sometimes you outgrow people. And when you outgrow somebody, to sit on a log and just stay with them just because I need more. And I needed to go.
Maybe he lost his motivation because you kept yapping your mouth.
Let me,
Sarah. Who's talking?
No, it's Fetty. It was me. I take the blame. It was me. I said yep in the mouth. So Queen, this is the problem, right? Listen to what you said. All this show before we go to the main event, and the fellas are going to have the microphone first on the second part, right? We are talking about extreme men, the abusers and the grapies and the house beat, like all of these. And when a woman finds actually a good man that is spiritual, doesn't put their hands on them, doesn't cheat on them, doesn't do no like messy violation, that is actually, y'all still throw those men away. Oh, I outgrew him.
Facts.
Oh, he wasn't ambitious and all that. Like, like
I'm a serial monogamist.
But Queen, that's my point, right?
Yeah.
You are y'all throw men away for the smallest violation if you don't like them.
15 years. 15 years.
No, I know, Queen, but think about it. 15 years is a massive investment. Anybody that is 15 years with the same person, they know the gigantic trouble that will be built the same way that they'll build with that person right in front of you. It's 15 years of history. Your families know each other.
They don't care.
Y'all both have kids. Y'all have a mortgage. Y'all have the same friends.
Adi, they don't care. She doesn't care if she spent 20 years with this man. She doesn't care if they build businesses. She doesn't care if they have kids. It's about them in the moment. Oh my God. It's I don't even think I can call it selfishness. It's gotta be something else, something worse than selfishness. They literally throw away the whole family. And this is why I said, and some of you guys don't agree with me, but I told you guys, if this shit is supposed to change, especially women divorcing men because they want to find themselves, or because they don't feel like being married anymore, or because, they feel like they're tied down. I told you guys, they should put a law. Any person who divorces, man or woman, who divorces somebody for no reason and they can't prove that it's not a good reason, they have to be the one to pay the other person they're divorcing. That's number one. Number two, put a rule. If a woman divorces a man, she leaves the house right away. She leaves the kids. Whoever is divorcing leaves the kids and leaves the house and leaves and goes away. Man or woman, you leave, you get nothing. You leave the house, you leave the kids with the person you're divorcing. Until that happens. And then if a person divorces, they raise their income tax. Those are the three things that's going to happen to stop women leaving because they're trying to find themselves.
Like 15 years is a lot of time. So you are going to destroy all of that just to get with somebody that might literally do the same thing that you complain about in less time.
No, the person that's in my life presently, you can almost say he God. So don't
that's what you say.
He's not doing any good by you because you're still talking.
No, it was me again. It was not Sarah. So I need to do my beard. My beard.
Don't tell me you can't.
My beard is fluffy today. I look like a bear. Hey, Queen. So y'all are married. So y'all got married, right?
No, I'm telling you. This is what I'm saying.
No. Queen. 1 second. There was a question there, right? You said this man is almost God, and I believe so. You guys got married, right?
Okay, I didn't say that.
So why is God? Why wouldn't you marry God?
Okay, because what if I don't believe in a United States marriage system? What
So
if
you never,
that's not-
so you never
what,
married.
what,
Doesn't matter,
what
you're
if
still
I
gonna
believe
leave
in a
him.
more spiritual system?
So y'all are
You would
married
still say
spiritually.
you're a wife. You would still be able to
but
say that
guess
that's your
what?
husband.
Guess what though? That's cute. But what if me and him are content in a relationship just the way it is, and we don't have to have nobody dictating to us what to do?
Hey, Queen, no, that's
we
fair.
are happy just the way we are. So let me tell you, I had a man, like I said, that was faithful to me the whole time, and we didn't have no
Stop
issues.
telling us how you had a man for 15 years who didn't cheat on you because you left him. This is not different from how women talk about, I've been engaged 3 times, but guess what? You're not married. You are not able to secure at least one of those guys as your husband, because women like to brag. Oh, I've been engaged 3 times. Okay, Sherlock, but you couldn't keep a husband. Oh my God.
With cheating, that's a fact. And as I separated and grew and evolved, somebody else, because of my energy, was drawn into my life. And the new man is, I'm telling you, on point. I'm talking about.
So you cheated. So you
What?
cheated. You cheated while you were married. You said another man came into your life
Good
question.
while you were married to the other man.
Yep.
No, ma'am, I did not say that. Now, who's talking?
Ali. He was Ali. I saw him. That mother. He
You
said,
said you were married for 15 years, and the guy that you are with now, you came into your life. So
Yes.
when did he come into your life while you were still married to the other guy?
Absolutely no. I didn't say that.
Okay. When did he come in your life?
He came into my life after 4 years after the divorce. I don't.
Okay.
And
You didn't
first
know
of
him
all-
before.
Why'd y'all divorce?
So, like I
She
told you,
outgrew him. Because she
I
outgrew
told-
him.
Now that's what I'm saying. Listening skills, Ali. So it don't matter.
Shots fired.
Using my personal life is not the topic. The topic is
No.
this. I'm telling you that you don't have to accept a Negro cheating on you. You don't have to accept none of these negative what is it called? It's a word that y'all keep using. I want to use it. Theoreticals. I don't care about none of that. In real life, if you do right and you love yourself, the universe will bring the person that is perfect. Me and this new person, for 8 hours straight, we can sit and talk and just be at the park.
Why don't you get a girlfriend?
What did I tell you guys? Oh my God. Guys, I need my flowers in the fucking comment section right now. What did I tell you guys? Me and this person, we can sit and talk for 8 hours. You know what that means? She turned the guy into her girlfriend because that's the only thing they want to do. If a man is sitting down with his woman talking for 8 hours, clearly he has nothing to do, nothing busy. He's not busy enough. That's what I told you. Women get men into relationships. In the beginning, the sex is good and things like that. But the time she tries to turn the man into a therapist, into his male, into her girlfriend, the sex goes down because now she's looking at you like an equal, like you're one of her female friends, one of her female besties. That's why she wants to gossip. I told you guys. That's why women like to tell men, I want a man who's my friend first. I want a man to be my best friend. You guys don't get it. That's when the sex goes down because she's not gonna be turned on when you have best friend. The moment she stops calling you her man, my husband, and she introduces you as my best friend, it's over. I'm telling you, this is what they do.
And that's not what men do. That's crazy. A man that takes 8 hours. No,
We
no,
don't
Queen.
go
Queen.
to the park.
No, hey, Queen.
I'm giving you
One
an
second, Queen.
example of
No, I know,
how-
Queen. I know. Y'all closer, right? But there's a
Right,
thing.
that's just
No,
an
but
example.
Queen. No, Queen. 1 second. Y'all guys be together for how many years?
We've been chilling for over 2 years.
So Queen, this is natural. We like when you get a girl or a woman gets a man, y'all get sticky for 2 years, 3 years. Y'all can take your hands out of each other. You want to be on the phone and all that. Once
That's
you
not
watch,
what I'm talking about.
no, Queen, I know. I'm not saying. Queen, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. You have to ask Ali for comprehension. Y'all are still on the honeymoon phase. Y'all still enjoy to be. Y'all still 2 years.
They're past the honeymoon phase. Now she has turned the guy into her female bestie. You guys have You guys have to watch out, man. The moment a woman says, I want you to be my best friend, let's be friends first. I want my man to be my best friend, things like that, just know. The moment she makes you, because I don't know if you guys know, a woman can friend zone you in a relationship. I don't know if you guys know, caught the memo. A woman can literally friend zone a man in a relationship. That's when the sex goes down. Every time you try to touch her, oh, I'm not in the mood. Oh, you play too much. It starts like that. And then before you know it, she doesn't initiate. And if you want to know how a woman has really lost all the sex appeal towards sexual attraction towards you as a man, when she doesn't initiate any moves. When a woman wants you, she's not even going to wait for you. It doesn't matter if you're tired. First round, she's on you. She's like, babe, can we go again? She's trying to go again. The moment she can't even initiate, like let's say you're in the room and she just comes and jumps onto you. If your woman doesn't do that, I'm telling you, bro, you're cooked. It's over. Some of you guys have never maybe experienced that, but I'm telling you, if a woman doesn't initiate sex with you and you always have to initiate it, she's just doing you a favor, literally. Anyway, shout out to Fadi Anil Kanali. This was crazy. All right, let's do one more. I got one more video for you guys. All right. Let's do that real quick. I appreciate you guys for being here, man. I appreciate your support. All right, here we go.
Older women are telling younger women not to get married. So I'm on the phone with my grandma, right? We had a conversation, probably almost 3 hours. Within this conversation, me and my grandma talked about everything. We talked about sex. We talked about marriage. We talked about the world. We talked about God. We talked about parenting. We talked about a lot. We talked about some things that happened in her childhood. Like we really had a heart-to-heart conversation, right? And a lot of the times, if you know me, I say to my grandma is one of the dumbest, sweetest persons I know. And not that she's like mentally dumb, but she was dumb for a man, right? And within that, we was talking about just like marriage. And she said, you will see people in the congregation. My grandma is very religious. She love God. You ask her for advice, you're gonna get godly advice. Okay. And she also Jehovah's Witness. And she said in the congregation, this is what I've noticed over the years that I've been a Jehovah's Witness, right? She said, men will remarry within a year after their wife passed away. And a woman will never get remarried when her husband passed away. She said, typically that's how it goes, especially if they're older. And I said, well, why do you think that is? And she said, because the men typically don't ever realize that they caused that woman pain.
No,
right?
Wrong.
And she said the woman don't want to remarry because she finally gets her freedom back.
Wrong. The women cannot easily remarry because by the time they divorce a man, they're way older, so they can't easily get a man who's going to accept them at that age. Very few older men want older women. Usually the men easily get married again because they can attract younger women if they have the money.
And she don't ever want to lose that again. I said, well, okay. Well, that's kind of how we see it nowadays, though, Grandma. Like, we don't see a benefit from having a man around, really, because it causes stress and stuff like that. And she said, oh, absolutely. So when the older women start telling younger women it ain't worth it, you know that it was never good even back then.
No, it's because they're divorced. Bitter older women.
So
different.
There's a bevy of older women that are trying to convince younger women not to marry. True or false? And how do y'all view this? What are y'all perspectives on this?
Bitter older women.
It's true. It's true. And it's who said somebody talking already?
What's true?
It's true that older women are telling younger women not to marry, but it's in afterthought though, because y'all did it and y'all trying to rob other women the experience of experiencing it. Like, like I said, like earlier we was talking about your parents tell you not to do certain stuff. That's not going to stop people from doing it. So they're still going to go out and marry people. Why not just tell them, hey, look out for this when you're looking for a guy. Look out for this when you know what I'm saying? Like tell them to be more intentional, but y'all are trying to fearmonger them out of doing something that you did and you benefited off of. Like I don't respect it. I don't respect it. That's all I got on it. That's all I got on it.
Do you think it's robbing them, or do you think that they think that they're saving them in their minds when they say don't get married?
So what you're gonna have them promote them to just sleep with men then? Like what's the other alternative?
Oh, that's
sleep around.
I think that's a good question to tell someone not to do this thing. I don't know if that equates to, well, since you can't do A, the only thing left for you is to do B. So that's why I was asking, like, do you think these women who are doing these things in their minds, do you think that they think that they're doing a good thing and they're being intentional and saying, hey, I'm trying to save you from something that's going to hurt you? Or do you think it's like bitterness and it's like, well, I had an effed up marriage. I don't want you to have the opportunity to have the blissful, successful marriage like Anton has, because I think it's both.
Yeah, it's definitely bitterness. You know, they tell them don't get married, just live your life. And we know what that means. If you tell a woman just live your life, it's different from telling her don't deal with men at all. That's complete. Those are two different things. But usually they tell them don't get married, live your life. It's not don't get married, don't have sex, because they don't get married. That's for sure. But for some reason they still make babies, and we know how they make them babies.
Yeah, I think that it sounds like, you know, this grandma, unfortunately, it sounds like she's bitter, you know, and she's given her young granddaughter horrible advice that's going to keep her single forever. I mean, at this point, she might as well tell her granddaughter to go buy a cat or a dog, you know, like that's going to be her only companion, because if she's taking this sort of advice, she's going to be lonely. And after she hits that wall and she realizes that she didn't become a wife, a mom, more than likely she's going to have some regrets. And I don't think the advice that the grandma gave her is wise, because at the end of the day, life is about experiences. Like Dennis Prager said, he was divorced one time, but he's also remarried, but he basically made the point that it's better to have been married than to have not have been married. I mean, do you know if it's going to work out the way you want? No, not necessarily. But you can say you've lived life to the fullest. You've had the experiences. But I would rather have that experience than being somebody who is afraid to take risks, who is afraid to live life. And not everybody's going to hurt you. Not every man wants to hurt you. So a lot of women need to stop approaching relationships in bad faith, because when you do that, then you attract the wrong people. I mean, men can bring a lot of happiness to your life. I would know.
Like paying bills.
So I just think that this is the problem with a lot of older women. No offense to people who are older than me. I respect my elders. But as Kevin Samuels pointed out, Generation X women have impacted Generation Z women and millennial women in a negative way when it comes to relationships. They full on embrace the feminist movement. And now they're wondering why they're single and alone and they can't find a man. And then they would go on Kevin Samuels' show and want to get upset with him because he's holding them accountable. But they're really there because they want help and they're feeling hopeless.
Yep. So I think people underestimate how much older women, and when I say older women, I'm talking about 45 and older, when they talk to younger women, people underestimate how much older women are jealous of younger women. Because I'm going to tell you, younger women, so I'm talking about women who are between 25 to 35, have the same preferences in men as women who are 45 and 65. Older women want a man who's 6 feet. The younger women want the same man. Older women want a man who's going to pay all their bills. The younger women want the same thing. Older women want a man they can travel with. The younger women want the same thing. Older women want a man who's a gentleman, who's going to listen to them, who's not going to tell them what to do. Guess what? Younger women want the same thing. So I believe the reason older women tell younger women to leave men alone is because they're competition. They see them as competition. If a woman is 45 and her daughter is 25, they are literally fighting for the same kind of men. Think about that. So guess what? She's going to tell her daughter, leave these men alone. These men are going to break your heart. Don't get married. Guess what? If the daughter doesn't do that, the woman, the mother has literally just canceled out one of the biggest competition she has, and that's the daughter. So because they still want men, they just have failed to secure the kind of man they want. The kind of man they want doesn't want them.
So why would I take advice from women like that? More than likely, the grandma is unfortunately had some experiences that but the thing is she's not telling the granddaughter that she made the wrong choices.
Exactly.
The grandmother chose the wrong man, it sounds like. Or the grandma did not know how to work with the man and get on his page. I don't know the grandma personally, so I can't say what the situation was. But what I can say is that it was bad advice.
And to add on to that real quick, when she said about the 5 year, when a man will get married a year later, but a woman will never, she's saying from a negative point of view of that statement. Most women don't get married again because of the love and devotion that they had for their husband. I know it sounds corny these days, but that's the fact. And men get married maybe quicker because they're needy, because the woman used to do so much for him. You know what I'm saying? Pay his bills and all kind of stuff. So
I don't know about paying bills, but
you know what I mean? Like paying, you know how they do.
But taking care of the house, making a house a home, like Levi. I hope I said your name right, sir. Like Levi, did I say your name right? Lavelle. Sorry. Sometimes I mispronounce people's names. People get on to me about that all the time. But Lavelle was talking about that earlier. Ladies, make a house a home. That is a great point there, and a lot of times in the modern day, women don't know how to make a house a home. Facts. Now, one thing that Dalen has going for her is she's got the personality, which a lot of women do not have personality. So, Dalen, I'm going to give you props for that. I'm not saying I agree with your points and all that stuff, but girl, you have personality so you can keep men entertained. And they want that. They want to be with a woman who can carry a good conversation. So I get what Shampoo was saying earlier about you would make a good wife in some ways. Now, as far as kind of taming some of that down, maybe some of that can be tamed down.
She'll make a good wife, but don't expect any, like, you know what I'm saying? She'll make it like Edith. Edith's bunk. I know y'all young, but if you watch Edith Bunk, that's who.
On the family.
Yeah.
From the family. That's my favorite show. Those were the days.
Yeah. Don't make me like that no more.
Wait a minute. She was an airhead.
She was an airhead, but she was a beautiful soul. Like, you know what I'm saying? She loved him. She loved him.
That's her character.
Yeah, Daleen sometimes not even sometimes, I think like 90% of the time, she has feminist agendas, but she has a man. And this is why I know some of you guys in the comments sometimes say, no man is going to want to deal with that. You'll be surprised how many feminists are in relationships. Because remember, most of these men, there's nothing else they can get. And some men don't mind a woman wearing the pants. Now, just because she's wearing the pants doesn't mean he's not paying the bills. He's still going to pay the bills, but she's going to tell him what to do. So some men don't mind getting in relationships with feminists. So
that's the thing, though. They'll tell these younger women don't do it, but men, they still out there dating men. They're still out there having relationships. They might not be married, but they're still doing long-term relationships with men. So how dare you sit there and tell your nieces and your great-granddaughters to not do this, don't be with a man. But that's why I said earlier, why not just tell them, hey, look for this in a man, because this is what I did and this is where I went wrong. But y'all just telling them don't do it at all. Like,
Because misery, like
younger women are the competition. They not trying to lead them down the right path.
It's competition.
Are y'all seeing that in y'all experience in y'all family? Are like women saying that, like in like your experience? I haven't seen this. I have zero.
Well, I mean, you're not a woman.
Not at
either,
all.
So
I'm just saying, like, I got females in my family.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying what a woman would say to a woman would be different what she would say to a man. That's my point.
That's what I'm asking y'all. Are you in your experience? Are you hearing this from your aunts and your grandparents and things of that nature?
Not mine personally, but
no, it's only on the internet for me.
In the community,
like, is this?
I can say in the community, a lot of Black women who are divorced or still married will say these type of things, and I think I know why. Most of our grandmas and great aunts are Democrats, and if you are a Democrat, it changes the way you think. You cannot think appropriately, and you cannot give good advice. You're not informative, and you can't really be trusted with what you do with your mind intellectually. So I think that if you're a Democrat, you're told what to do and how to think. So when it's time to give advice to someone, you're not giving advice. You're basically giving them instructions that's going to lead them down a hole that they may not get themselves out of. So it's like their intention is to say, hey.
What is that being a Democrat?
I don't think they weren't intellectual.
I don't
Some
know.
of them didn't finish school either. So
What does being a Democrat have to do with anything?
Because what I noticed is that, like, growing up, a lot of our grandmas, I don't know about y'all, raised you to be Democrat. Democrats for Blacks, Republicans are for whites. And I think because of that way of thinking, it spills over into other areas of your life where you actually have to assess and think appropriately and effectively.
You do know, you do know, Dylan, that some Republicans drink Budweiser out of cans, don't you?
Yeah, but I'm speaking to the community.
You're saying like the Republicans are so like this, like ritzy or some shit. They'll hang you from a tree.
Oh my God. I'm just speaking to patterns that because you're not trusted to think for yourself, that you're not an ideal person.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with being a Democrat?
For them to think for themselves. Because, that's all I'm speaking to. Is
Are you trying to say because most Democrats have feminist ideology, so where like they put education and stuff more to the front? That's when I hear this talking point of not getting married is usually.
I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get the correlation.
I was speaking to it. It's the way of thinking. You are not a person that can pass on wisdom if you are still perpetuating that Democrats are for you. That's just an example of, well, we know you don't think. We know you're not intellectual. And we know that, you can't give good advice and you probably get your information from falsehoods. So you may not want to take advice from somebody who aligns themselves with those poor characteristics.
But what is that? Hold on. But what does that have to do with their experience in being married? That's what I'm trying to understand. Because she's talking about older women that's been married for a long time. And usually they are much, much older, like in their upper 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever. I'm trying to understand what the correlation of being a Democrat have to do with their experience in being
married. Maybe I should have said liberal thinking, maybe, because I'm just trying to speak to where the root of being having that experience. And then when younger people are speaking out to you, or maybe you're offering the advice unsolicited, that you're not an ideal person to do so because your past choices and the way of thinking have been ineffective for you.
Not just the way.
Yeah, I think Delaney is simply saying that when it comes to family dynamics, liberal or democratic women who support the Democratic Party are more of a feminist mindset, don't like marriage, and then Republicans are more for marriage. I see what Delaney is trying to say.
But back in the days, I mean, all the way from the 1920s, 1940s to the 60s, there was pay disparity. I mean, women could barely work. I mean, it wasn't up until maybe the 1940s where women would have to go into the warehouses during the war to start actually working, but they weren't even getting paid equally to their counterparts. So, I mean, it's more than just their way of thinking, but also their way of life, because back in the day, the woman was the homemaker. She wasn't the breadwinner. And now more than ever, we know statistics are showing that, you know, Black women especially are amongst the most educated in America, amongst the most high earners in America. And so it's almost like back in the day, the women was more dependent on a man, and due to that dependency, they had to compromise or sacrifice more of what they may have wanted, and that probably is what caused the rift in the marriages, or the disliking of the marriages, and then their opinions to try to give you those instructions. But just because they're giving you those instructions doesn't mean you have to follow them. Just like how Anton said earlier, you know, there are select family members, not in the macro, that you would listen to. If they're good at business, you might want to tend to them or speak to them about business advice. But if they're not good with relationships, why would you get relationship advice from them if they didn't have a successful one? So whether it was way of thinking, the way of living, all of those things were so different several years ago. It's totally different now. And I guess, yes, I have a blanket on because I'm cold. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm reading the chat. But,
yeah, but when women say that back in the day, women relied on men, they didn't have jobs, they didn't make money. Now women make money. That's why they don't want to be married, because they make their own money. It's bullshit. You know why I say it's bullshit? Because even women who make money, once they date a man, they still expect the man to be a leader and pay their bills and be the provider. So that literally cancels out all that bullshit they talk about. We relied on men. Now we don't want men because we don't have to rely on them. That would only be true if women all said we're going to go 50-50. But anytime a man says, since you make your own money, I make my own money, let's split the bill 50-50. Women call him gay and sassy. Women call him feminine.
Listen, don't pay no attention to the chat whatsoever.
Don't read the chat.
Okay.
Don't ever read
It's
the
hard
chat.
to kind of distinguish between the certain subcategories of, you know, different lifestyles, because then you also have the women who were with men, they got pregnant, and the man ended up marrying her. So they didn't necessarily align with one another. They just wanted to make an honest woman out of her to create this child and raise this child with two parents. It's a lot of different scenarios that we can like speak to. So that's why I say it's important for you to walk it down to them. This is why it didn't work out. Be mindful of this, but don't tell them don't get married, or you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, the alternative would be for them to just sleep around with men. So is that what we want in society? I mean, that's what we have.
Exactly.
But like, it's not progressive.
Yeah, you're making a lot of good points there, Destiny. And, you know, what I'll say is this too. I got to see my great grandparents married, and they were married for 58 years before my grandfather passed away in 2020. And, you know, a lot of their friends, they told me a lot of their friends were divorced. And I thought that was interesting. So, you know, just watching their marriage and seeing how much they loved each other, I think I got a good view of kind of, and I learned from some of their perspectives about what it takes to make a marriage work, you know?
You can't,
go
just
ahead.
love somebody. You got to like them.
You gotta like them, and they did become. I mean, they were like best friends in a way. You know, I hate to use that word because I know that some people are like, well, that's husband, that's why, you know, I don't mean it like that. But what I'm saying is I saw them have this friendship, you know, and I got to watch the later years of their marriage because I'm quite young, you know. So I got to watch the later years of their marriage and just how they communicated with each other and the respect they had for each other. And I can tell you that they were better together than alone, you know. So why would you miss out on potentially growing with somebody and having a loving, healthy relationship with them, all because you're afraid, or your grandma who is bitter told you that marriage wasn't worth it?
Didn't get the outcome.
Marriage was worth it for a lot of people all this time. Marriage has been worth it.
I tell you one thing: the upside of people not getting married and not having kids. The upside of it is that at least they don't have to mourn anybody. You know what I'm saying?
That's life. You should be doing that. You're supposed to be feeling something. You're supposed to be. That's why these people don't have the relationship muscles to make anything last, because they're not sticking it through. Like,
I've been married 30 years. I'm talking about.
You know
what I'm saying? I think about other people, how other people feel. You know what I'm saying? Like kids, you want to go in they, go in their room and say certain things to them, but who are you? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. I'm like, who am I? Let them figure it out. They
need the guidance. Kids need the guidance, though. They're not supposed to be out here winging it.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying everything ain't a cookie cutter.
I agree because every scenario is different. I get what you're saying.
I think that I hear everything that y'all saying, and it's a couple different things to take away from it. I think that Shampoo was right earlier about I talked to my grandmother a lot, and she has lived a really, really great life. Had over 13 kids.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
You know, all of them was married, all of this stuff on my mother's side. And she said that she would never, ever get married again, not because she had a difficult or it was a bad situation, but because her husband, he passed away or whatever. And the thing about that is that there's a group of women that were so endeared to their men that they wouldn't even think about marrying again.
Yep.
But I think that group of women is long dead, long gone, dead and gone. The group of women right now, if their husband passes away, that's if they didn't kill him. Because I know in Africa, the women don't have an issue killing their husbands in order to take the property, because splitting property after a divorce is not as easy in Africa, at least in some African countries, compared to the West, right? So some women take out their husbands real quick so they can keep the houses and things like that. But at the same time, these days, if you find a divorced woman, I can guarantee you 9 out of 10 times she's going to be talking some shit on the husband.
That's what I was saying. That's why I'm saying it.
Nobody's better. Nobody's better.
She said she would never even want to live with another man again after him, right?
Different.
So there's a group of women that are loud and wrong.
Facts.
And they project the worst things into the culture, and it makes it seem as though it's been a bad ride for women that been married for a long time.
Yeah.
And the women that have been successful at it a lot of times, they are quiet and they just chilling and they just living their life. It's almost like relationships today. A lot of the times, the people that are successfully married and in great relationships, you don't hear from them because the women are protecting their peace. They protected the thing that they have because they don't want to have a lot of visibility to it.
Yeah.
But also women who are happy in their relationships and happy in their marriages, I believe one of the reasons they don't come out on social media, because we have more women who talk shit about men, how men are the worst thing that ever happened to them, how they're celebrating and throwing parties because they're divorcing their men. We have more of that compared to women who speak positively about men and positively about their relationships. But like I was saying, the reason I believe women who are in happy relationships, happy marriages don't come out to speak, because they know the moment they speak, these bitter women are going to attack them. That's number one. Or they're going to find out who their husband is and try to steal their husbands. I'm going to be honest.
And what I found is that also on top of that, a lot of women are, if you talk to a lot of women on the surface that have been in relationships that was great or is in a great relationship, I don't think that they are as great as you think that they are. They are as protected as you think that they are from the men that they are with. You don't hear from them. You don't get to see them. They don't say a lot. They just pose and they do the little thing and they network effectively and they just live happy lives. But part of what makes them great is the fact that they are with great men, not that they great on their own or by themselves. Right. And what I've also seen from a lot of women today, which is kind of a little different from what you were saying, Serenity, we say that women are the most educated, but I'm regularly showing people the statistics in what? They have a lot of degrees, but in
Must
shit
get
that don't
degrees.
necessarily translate into resources and finances.
They
You
have a
know,
lot
you see the
of
result of
debt.
that now that they got to compete from a merit-based perspective, and they're not getting a leg up, or we don't have programs to elevate them or to separate them and say that, hey, you are great. They just got to compete on their own merit, and they suffering. And they are the most in debt. They are the most enrolled. They always go back to school, not necessarily because they love school, but because they don't want to pay their student loans and they're trying to get that deferment. So when you see a lot of this play out, you see a lot of this happen. A lot of women have been for a long time standing on the shoulders of men. Even the technology, even the spaces that y'all can exist in today, that was built by us. You would never have been able to build it on your own. And the only reason that y'all are in these positions is because we allow for y'all to be.
They hit those facts. They hit those facts. And the truth is, we men and women are better together. That is the truth. But for some reason, women are constantly pulling away. And if they pull away and some shit goes wrong, they expect a man to run in and protect them. You guys have seen me react to the videos where women are saying a man should just randomly protect a random woman on the street and be willing to die for her. But you said you're independent and as strong as a man, you can do anything a man can do. But now you still want me to die for you when you're independent? So women are constantly pulling away. So are there men who don't like women? Yeah. But on majority of the time, I think there's more women who hate men compared to men who hate women. I'm going to be honest. So anyway, shout out to Anton Daniels. Shout out to you guys who have watched today, man. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to do a long show. I'm going to do a call-in show, which means I'll put the link down below. If you want to come have a conversation with me, you can pull up and we can talk about it. All right. So I appreciate you guys for pulling up today and supporting your boy. I'll be back tomorrow. All right. Let's say 4 p.m. Eastern time. I'm on the East Coast. So 4 p.m. Eastern. I don't know what time to be in California. I don't know what time to be in Texas, but 4 p.m. Eastern. All right. Till next time. I appreciate everybody. Like the video, share. Road to 10,000 subscribers. We should get 10,000 subscribers in at least in the next 2 weeks. All right. We're almost there. Peace.